Alright folks, we are back. This is Let's Play Sailwind. We have made it to episode 11 and I am Shipwreck Sean. And here we have our upgraded Dhow, ready for her maiden voyage. Off camera, I've stocked up on a little bit of food, water, and I have filled the ship with goodies to take down to Alchemist Island. Since it's an island I'm comfortable sailing to from Gold Rock, so I thought pretty safe option for a maiden voyage. Should have no surprises really, unless we're caught in a storm, but that'll obviously give the Dhow a good old rite of passage. So I think we're pretty much ready to go, because we have everything stocked up and ready. So I'm going to take off our lines, and I'm going to let out our smaller jib, just so it catches the wind, and I'm going to use that to steer myself out. A little bit of a scrape on the wall there, but that's tradition at this point. She's turning pretty quickly already. It looks like I need to pull the sheet in quite a touch. And we'll just take her out slowly. That could actually come in quite a bit more, couldn't it? Well, if I stand here, can I watch? It's obviously catching the wind pretty well, if it's pretty tough to pull in. And I think we're pretty good to let out our bigger jib now as well. How are you looking? Yeah, that's way out there too. In you come. And we're going to use this voyage just to teach us bits and bobs about how the ship is going to respond. Just get ourselves turned round to avoid any sandbanks. And I think we're good to unleash the gaff. Hauling that up. Oh, I just saw a little flash there. I shouldn't have mentioned storm. That's my fault, folks. That's completely my fault. I have jinxed it. Oh, but look how quickly she's turning. Isn't that nice? Alright, alright. Quite happy with that. So as we know, Alchemist Island is pretty much directly south from Gold Rock, but it looks to me like the wind is coming in. It's actually coming in at south-southwest, so we'd be close hauling it pretty tight if we wanted to go direct south, which is actually what we're doing, to be fair. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep her going at this rate. We'll do a little bit of testing, see how she holds course, and just have a little bit of fun with our lovely new upgraded Bonnie. Since she is upgraded, I don't want rubbish lying around. No sir. There we go. Swig on some water. Launch that as well. Oh. There we go, we're awake now. The nice freezing cold water has woken us up. And yeah, I think she's going pretty good. I have seen little signs that there might be a storm coming, so we'll get an idea of how she handles that. As we are close hauling, we can probably pull both these jibs in as tight as possible, but I don't want them overlapping. How are you looking? It doesn't look amazing from this angle, but then when I open it up on sea it looks alright. We're going to be doing a lot of tinkering in this episode, just to get a feel for how she responds. But so far I'm pretty happy. Mostly keeping course there. Oh, it seems to be turning pretty bad, but it's hard to tell how much of that is influenced by the waves and how much of that is influenced by the sail setup at the moment. But we've got plenty of time to play around, plenty of time, so we can take this patiently. As I say, I'm just going to get her on a decent enough heading so that she keeps the heading close-ish, and I'll go for a nap so that I'll wake up during the day, because I'd like to be able to see quite a bit better. She responds really well to the helm. Oh, ain't she pretty? Quite a lot of rocking and rolling. Okay, so we are going dead south. So if we turn into the wind, or into the direction the wind's coming from, I believe that means the gaff is catching too much wind. And then if we turn into the direction the wind is going, that means our two jib sails are catching too much wind. What I do with that information is a different story. But it looks like she is turning into the direction the wind is coming from. So I'm actually going to let the gaff out a little bit, just so it's a suboptimal angle, and that might straighten up our course a little bit. Again, it's really hard to tell what's happening with the waves we're going over, so I'm just staring at this compass here, trying to take a sort of mental average. Now she seems to want to turn slightly into the direction the wind is going in, so pull that sheet in a touch, maybe let that out too much. Get her back on a southerly heading. Since it's an easy enough direction to track. Oh, she turns. It doesn't take much to turn her. Try and do this eloquently. Okay. We've got our pointing south, so I'm going to give her a minute. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to try something new. This is something that was recommended to me by a user called Coupling Rhino, and that's if you chop up bread and leave it out to dry, apparently it then lasts forever, essentially. And that's going to come in very, very handy when we're doing our ocean voyages. Oh, we seem to be coming into a bit of a close haul, so tighten up these jib sails. So now we've got some chopped bread. But whilst I'm at sea, I would like to eat these, is it lamb? Cooked lamb. I would like to eat these first, because they can rot pretty quickly. And I don't suspect leaving lamb out to dry in the elements is going to do very much for us. Right, I think maybe we're close hauling a bit too much. So I think we're actually going to head in a south-southeast direction. I mean, this is what we did with the Latin configuration anyway. Headed sort of generally south-southeast, slept for a bit, woke up, had a wee peek to where Alchemist Island is, and then cutting towards it. So that's generally the plan we're going to be going for. Seems to be holding that a bit better. A slight turn eastward. And then quite a big turn southward. Just kind of rocking back and forward over this pin here, directly on south-southeast. Yeah, that's a good enough average for me in this current swell. So I think I'll take this opportunity to go for a nap. It doesn't matter if we wake up dead in the water, because I suppose I'll need to practice that with the sail configuration anyway. So I'll be back with you guys in a moment. Okay, so let's work out what on earth is going on. We've got something there southwest of us. We're still heading... we have turned off... We've come off course a touch. We're now heading directly southeast. So that's something I'm going to have to master a bit before going into the ocean. We have a friend. Out here we have what I presume to be Alchemist Island. And out here we have Albacore, and then we have Gold Rock behind us. So I'm going to face Albacore. And Albacore is direct east. Plot that. Alchemist Island is... Let's see if I can get a better... The easternmost island of Alchemist Island is just west of southwest. Where is it? There we go. So that's here. We want to go just west of southwest. And Gold Rock is just north of northwest. And we have a friend saying hello. Okay. So northwest, and then was it just west or was it just north? Just north of northwest. Okay, so that works out pretty perfect for finding out where we are. So I've conveniently put in a little green blob from where we started. We'll go to the centre of where these all cross, and that's where we've gone whilst we've been napping. So we would like to go west as much as possible, because I do like to cut into Alchemist Island in this direction. So the wind is going northeast. We are going southeast, so a 90-degree turn, which is roughly what I think we'll get away with, is going to take us directly to Alchemist. Let's go for it. Have a little tack. Now there is a reason, other than comfort and safety, that we're trying our maiden voyage to Alchemist, but I'll go over that when I've got everything a bit more comfortable. There we go, just catching the wind. So we've actually gone pretty much direct west here. And what we'll do is we will tighten up our jib sheets as well. Tighten up the lower one for close hull sailing, and then tighten up the upper one for close hull sailing. Again, I think you can get away with the sails going through each other in this game, but visually I just don't like it. So it might make us a tad slower, it might make us luff a bit more, but I'm going to open that up just a touch. And let's see how she's holding. Yep, that's alright for me. So I would generally like to go in this direction until Gold Rock is north of me and Alchemist Island is just east of south. And that way I can head south and then cut in towards the port. Try and get more efficient docking for then leaving. I will do this maiden voyage, and then I think what I might do is off camera go back and forward a few times just so I've got enough money, because before I go east all the way to the Emerald Isles, I would like to have a sun compass and a chronometer. In an ideal world I would have the chrono compass, but I think that's like quite a bit over 3,000 Alank Lions, and it'll take us a wee while to get there, and we don't strictly need it. I mean, you don't actually really need, from what I hear, you don't actually really need to be able to determine your longitude when you're headed to the Emerald Isle, because it's on the same latitude as Gold Rock, near enough. So as long as you keep your heading east, you should be fine. But the reason I would like to be able to tell my longitude is I don't know how many days it's going to take to get there. And if I know me well, panic will set in, I will start to doubt myself. So it's nice just to have that extra piece of information just for comfort. How are we doing for hunger? Let's have one of these. And let's bring out a bottle of water. This one's almost empty actually. Do another bit of littering, but try not to end up in the sea. I mean, I really thought standing there wouldn't cause that little invisible wall situation, but hey ho, down that goes. Is that... Why is it so difficult to litter in this game? Is this one empty too? I keep putting half empty bottles of water in that crate. But we should have enough to get to Alchemist Island. Is she holding west? She has turned just north of west, so I really need to figure out how to get her to keep her heading perfectly. I hope you can with this sail configuration, because we are committed now. But actually, I think we'll we'll just stick to that actually. We'll go to the centre, just to pick up speed a touch. And let's watch. Because as I say, during that nap, we went quite a bit off course. Right, let me think out loud. So, the wind is coming, it's hitting our sail, it'd be hitting the gaff sail, and if there's too much in the gaff sail, because the gaff sail is behind the centre of mass, it's going to turn us round so that we're pointing in this direction. And then if we have too much sail hitting the jib, because it's in front of the mast and the centre of gravity, that will actually turn us round in that direction. So I think I've got the logic right. It's just the action that follows it. But she's holding course pretty well here. And we're not lonely today. Yeah, so the reason I would like to go to Alchemist Island. Now I've been nervous about this because I'm going to do a shout out for someone again. I butchered their name the first time, so Emery, are you ready? If you hear the sound of me picking up a notepad, no you don't. this piece of advice that Emre Bashkochuk, or Bashkochuk, 2 options there, gave me, was to head to Alchemist Island and pick up some snake oil, and also whilst I'm there I'll get some energy elixir, because that'll come in very handy for the ocean voyages. I think the snake oil fills up your hunger and thirst whilst making you a bit more tired, and then the energy elixir does pretty much what it says on the tin. It restores your energy a bit. So it would be very handy to be able to manipulate those whilst we're out at sea. So thank you for that, Emre Bashkochuk. And apologies again. I think I'm getting closer and closer to pronouncing that right. I'll get there. As I say, I'm Scottish. My first language is English, and I don't even pronounce English properly, so I'm a bit of a lost cause. Okay, time for pilotage again to see if we've made any sort of progress. Albacore Town is still direct east. The tallest peak of Gold Rock is north-northwest. Let's bank both of those. We'll keep this eastern line. Tallest peak of Gold Rock is... oh. Tallest peak of Gold Rock is north-northwest. And the centre of the eastern island, the western island of Alchemists is southwest. So that's here. So quite a few bits off there. So for argument's sake, I'm just going to say we are around the centre of these two. Consider we are still directly east from here. So I think it's just my placement on the islands that's messing us up a bit. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We came down, we did a big tack, we're heading back westward. And we could maybe use another nap soon, because that's certainly not going to be enough to get us into Alchemist Island. So if the wind's coming in this direction and we're pretty much on a close haul, I think we've got about 90 degrees of no-go zone. So I think we're going to end up... you know what? Let's just find out by doing. Okay, that's maybe not enough speed to do attack. We're going to haul out a bit. Pick up a bit of speed. Oh. I don't want any more crate business. There we go. These lines will determine how the jibs tack. Right, we should have enough speed for a half decent tack now. I mean, that's not an awful lot of speed actually, but Alchemist Island can be rather difficult to get to. Previously in this, well, I say difficult, work to get to, because it's not just picking the direction, going and napping. Although in previous episodes that's exactly what I did and I got away with it. We're not getting away with it this time. I think that's partly down to me learning this new sail configuration. And then it'll also be partly down to how close hauled we're sailing this time. But she is very nice. So what would you call this then? I have a guess. So remember, we have our small square topsail. So, and then we have a gaff sail as our main sail. And then we've got 2 jibs. So the 2 jibs, I believe, make her a cutter. So you would say a gaff cutter, but then with the topsail, I believe that makes our SS Bonnie a Topsail Gaff Cutter. I think. Don't quote me on that, but it sounds good. And I'm quite happy, at least visually, with the sail configuration. As I say, I'm still struggling a bit with holding course perfectly when I'm napping, but that all comes with practice. Let me just take her out a touch. Okay. Very nice. So the wind will be coming in pretty much directly in between our two jibs there. So I think if we cut that in to there, I would like to cut it in a bit more, but as I say, I don't like the idea of the sails hitting each other. I don't really like that knot going through there either. Sometimes we have to appreciate the visual. So yeah, let's wait and see how long it takes for this to dry up. So hopefully it lasts forever. I wonder if anyone can let me know if does rain affect the drying of your bread slices? Like, will dried food then go and rot? So i.e., should I have kept the cloth roof for at least some weather protection? We're going to try for a nap. Because of how tired we are, we might overshoot the island, but that'll just add to the fun. So I'll be right back with yous. Okay, we didn't fully nap. The game has very kindly woken me up right as we are about to pass the eastern island of Alchemist Island, or rather the island east of Alchemist Island. Let's get some fuego. So I think what I'm going to do is sail round the eastern island, back up. No, we'll sail round, we'll go right round both of those islands and then come in that way. Just gives us a bit more fun, and that looks like we've got a bit of rotten lamb. So let's get rid of that. That's for the fish. I love how it sounded like a plank of wood there. So we kind of want to overshoot the island a little bit, because otherwise we'll be going straight into the wind going this way. So we will take this time and smooth sea to chop up an orange. Lovely. And since this piece decided to fall off the table, we're going to eat it. I have been looking up new stars actually. So there's our M constellation with the North Star. And then apparently somewhere around the M constellation is a massive bow. So maybe this one. Like there. And I believe that if it's just a touch up from west, well, at sunrise it should be just a touch up from west. That is, oh, what's the name again? It begins with M. So that's one of the stars you want to use for celestial navigation. And I believe what you do is you find out, so you grab this guy, you would aim it towards that star, find the angle, and then compare the angle with a graph that is conveniently on the Sailwind wiki, and that should help you find your longitude. There are 3 different stars you can do that with, I believe. So we don't necessarily need the sun compass and the chronometer, which is basically a clock. In fact, I think it is a clock. We can, I mean, it won't be massively accurate, but we can find our longitude like that. Oh, what was the name of that? Was it Milne Head? Something like that? I'm not sure. Next time I have a nap, I'll pause it before I come back and I'll get the screen up so we can look at it together. But I'm just going to tutor us down. And I wonder, yeah, I think we can do attack now. Bring her out a bit just for a couple of seconds just to pick up speed. And haul her round. Watching the wind marker here as it crosses over our bow and the sails catch the wind. Like so. Keep the turn going a bit. I can hear a whole load of luffing going on. I am quite happy with that. I suppose the chronometer would come in handy because there are set times where you need to be looking at these stars that I'm mentioning to get it as accurate as possible for your readings. Okay, so that's... they're not going to tighten any further. Have some more of this. Oh, another fun fact that was provided to me by Coupling Rhino, who's been a great contributor to this page. I've learned quite a lot in a few comments that he's posted. Apparently, if you go and stay overnight at the inn, it resets your sort of nutritional values. So that could be handy to do that before we set sail across the ocean. And that way we know we're sailing on a sort of blank slate. Keeping our bread out here to dry, so I'm not going to be eating that at all. We know we ended up about here. And we're going around the island like that. I mean, you can see the lights of Alchemist Island, but because it's so dark, I can't make out where the gap between the two islands are. I'm struggling to decide if I want to stick to what I said and go around both islands, or try and navigate through that gap for a bit of fun. I'll go with what my heart tells me at the time. I think we've got enough energy to deal with either one. Pop that in there. Grab one of our bottles of water. How much is in this? 5. Lovely jubbly, don't need to worry about that for now. Alrighty. So our Topsail Gaff Cutter is doing pretty well. Oh, I think I can make out just above the cursor there. There's 4 plinths. So if I just break around those, yeah, we're going for it. We're going to go through this gap. Just a bit of dead reckoning there. And we've got plenty of time to deliver our missions. That's something I should probably have showed you guys. So I'll do that in a jiffy. I'm just wanting to navigate this without too much drama. Right, I think we can begin our turn now. Keep us going in this direction until we pass the plinths. And then back round a touch more. And now we can sit about passing the dock, going round and coming back in. I think strictly speaking we should be able to do that with just our jibs. But we'll keep the gaff up for now. Because we will have a slight close haul again as we head back up in this direction. But there we go, Alchemist Island. It's been a wee while. What episode was that? Was that episode 2 we first went to? I think that was, yeah, our first round trip. Seems so long ago. Right. Turn us up for that close haul that I mentioned. And now we can bring in our gaff. I keep forgetting it's the opposite buttons now. There we go. And let's see how the jibs do on their own. Just a quick glance, here are the missions. Black tobacco, 4 of. Blue tobacco, 6 of. And mail. I went for the ones with plenty of different crates to supply. And then trade. If I did pick up trade, I can't remember what I picked up. But I don't think I did. I think these are all missions. Oh no, there's some salmon. 2 lots of salmon. Alrighty, so when we're heading... Yeah, we're just going to overshoot it quite a bit so we can turn down. And then when we turn back in, we've got plenty of time to adjust our bow in the right direction so that we don't crash. 84 and 59. When I'm doing the sails off camera, I won't necessarily need to keep it. Oh, we're going very slowly with just the jibs. Okay. Gaff back out, pick up some speed, and we'll make this turn. Because I do not fancy going dead in the water. We've gone through here. At least up to here. And are we going fast enough to... Yeah, I believe so. We are going fast enough to bring it around. And then, when we're headed southbound, I will bring in the gaff. It's good to learn these things. And there we have it, as close to southbound as I need to be. Now, you can come back down. And then when we turn to port, the wind will be behind us a little bit better, so we won't completely slow down with the jibs again. And we'll be able to just ease her in. Tasty. I will bring in everything off camera again, just because I know it's not very fun to watch that kind of thing. But then what I'll do is before I end the episode, I'll bring us back and show you the reputation and gold that we're on, and maybe we'll do a little bit of mission selection for either the next episode or for when I get started off camera. But it's worth a wee nosy. Yep, we're still peeling forward, just a touch. Maybe we could flirt with our topsail right now, but too late. I'm just going to keep going steady in this direction. And I don't really have a logical plan for this other than I'm going to go when my heart tells me it's right. In fact, I'm going to wait a second after my heart tells me it's right, because my heart can be a little bit of a worrier. Okay, my heart tells me it's right. 1, and round we go. Oh, I'm going to be very tired, so I'll need to chuck in the missions first. And of course, there's no cargo guy here at Alchemist Island. Can we trust that? Yeah, I think we can. Just wait until the right point to hop off. One there. Whee. And the other one on the edge here. Can barely see it in the dark. Alrighty, so I'm going to pull the bow and stern line in, have a little nap, and then bring the missions in, and then I'll be right back with you guys. So see you guys shortly. Alright folks, we are back. So I've brought all the missions in and we have our trade sat here. I've also been taking bottles of water, energy elixir and snake oil. Keeping the snake oil on this side and energy elixir on this side. Back and forward to the boat as well. We are going to sell our salmon at 4 of them. Not bringing us massive amounts of money, but I think if we do that back and forward a couple of times, we'll have enough for all of our navigational instruments. So I'm going to get the receipt for the salmon and just have a look and see what we can sell at a profit, even if it's a small-ish profit, to Gold Rock City. We could sell 1 unit of medicine if nothing else. Yeah, so I'm going to take, it'll only get us 80, but every little helps. We're going to buy 1 unit of medicine, and that's all we're going to trade, and then see what else is going to Gold Rock. There's 5 lots of medicine at £200, mail, which we will always take. Let's see what other options we have. 5 spices, 5 rum, 1 grain, 5 water, 5. Okay, doke, so we'll take our 5 medicine and what's going to be the lightest? 200, 348. We'll go this. We're not necessarily after reputation at this point. Just gold, so we can buy some fun stuff. Reputation wise, we are halfway to our 20% discount. And then gold wise, well, you can see we've taken quite a hit there by buying medicine, but I think we're slowly getting there. So I will get this Dhow stocked up, and I'll either be with you to sail there for the next episode, or I'll go back and forward a few times before I do that, just to speed the process along a little bit, because I would very much like to get out eastward to the Emerald Isle. So I'll have a wee think about that, but for the time being, thank you as always for joining me. We've thoroughly enjoyed sailing our Topsail Gaff Cutter for the first time. Just need to get used to squaring her up a little bit on course. But as always, I've been Shipwreck Sean, and cheerio.